My 28 male girlfriend, 22 male, said that I didn't show up for her like the rest of her friends did. Last week my girlfriend's grandma died. She had to make an emergency trip home and I texted her to make sure she got home safe. Over the weekend we talked on the phone once and texted here and there a couple times. I let her know that I'm a phone call away, text, because I didn't want to suffocate her with texts. I know she was grieving and I wanted to give her space to grieve, but still show her I was there for her. A couple years ago her dad died and we talked about how her friends abandoned her, and I was trying my best to not have the same thing happen. She got back in town today and didn't tell me, and when I told her I was worried about her she said, "Really?" I couldn't tell, because we didn't talk at all over the weekend. I told her that I was giving her space, but still showing that I was there for her. When she went home she told me she was focusing on her family and I respected that. Girlfriend is saying that I didn't show up for her because I didn't contact her enough, and now she said she isn't sure about us because I made her feel ignored and abandoned. She's going back home on Thursday for the funeral. I talked to her today and she said she doesn't want me to ignore her, but doesn't know where we stand. She said she can't make a decision right now until her emotions come back in check. I love her so much and thought about reaching out more, but I didn't want to suffocate her and I tried to respect that she wanted family time. Is there anything I can do? P.S. I feel like I really dropped the ball here, but I thought I was doing the right thing and feel really bad. Update. I asked her if it's okay with her if I show up to the funeral, get a hotel in NJ. She said no. I attempted to call, she declined. Kind of don't know what to do if she doesn't want to talk. Tell her your feelings, just as you posted here. Let her know the last thing you wanted was to have her feel abandoned, but that you were trying to respect her needs. It sounds like your heart is in the right place. Don't listen to the advice given saying to let her make the first move. Take the initiative to communicate your intentions and ask her what she needs from you. Didn't do anything wrong. I think that was the right way to go about it. I think it's just a misunderstanding and give her time. If she brings it up again, try to calmly explain again that you wanted to give her space while also showing you were there if she need to talk. She is probably just quite emotional at the moment and will come around. It sounds like she's misplacing her grief and anger. A.idk. I've been on both sides of this kind of thing, and I don't like the idea of someone with obviously good intentions being blamed for not being able to read minds. I also don't understand someone who's going through this grieving process but has the energy to lash out at her partner and be so accusatory rather than ask for more attention. I just. idk. Obviously, he should have contacted her more and been more present, but when I lost someone dear to me beyond words, I never once thought of accusing someone I supposedly care about as not being there enough for me. It just doesn't make sense. It sucks for her and her family, though. It's never easy. I mean, you are dating a 22-year-old. What do you expect? Her to act more mature? I think my 37 male boyfriend is trying to food poison me, 37 female. I moved in with my boyfriend at the beginning of the year and he is an amazing cook and likes to cook for me often. Right away I noticed he does not like to waste food, which is normal to me and so do I. But he is willing to eat expired foods and very questionable food just so he won't waste it. I was brought up completely different. Obviously I was raised not to waste food, but my mom always said, "It's cheaper to throw out questionable food than to end up with a hospital bill," and to this day I still live by those words. There has been several occasions where we cancel going somewhere because he's stuck on the toilet with bad pains due to him eating meat well over 7 days. I have told him many times how I feel about borderline expiring food and he says he understands, but he doesn't translate that to his actions. He loves to reinvent meals with leftovers and a lot of the time they are past its prime. So today I was working from home and told him I was hungry, so he offered to toast me a bagel with cream cheese. I said yes. He brings over the bagel and added pepperoni slices that were discolored that they were so old. I felt like it was my fault because I should be more on top of cleaning out the fridge, but it's like he should know. I told him and he apologized and said, "I'm sorry and I'm not arguing," and he's right on that. He never gets defensive or fights back, but at the same time he keeps cooking with expired foods, so what food does apologizing do if you're still doing the same actions? I am not sure if I should just be on top of cleaning out the fridge? Or what else can I do or say to get this through his head? I feel like people are maybe just set in their ways? Please advise. This title I feel like is misleading. Laughing my ass off. I don't think he's trying to food poison you. I think he's just so set in his ways that he's being a stubborn poss and really should consider that eating fully expired food is just flat out bad for you as opposed to saving it. What's healthier anyway? Eating all leftovers as much as possible even though it's been days, or just eating food that tastes better and isn't expired so you don't end up in the GD hospital loudly crying. You need to be on top of this. I had an $8,000 hospital bill from food poisoning, after insurance. LMAO to the title. But I would talk to him and instead of eating so much wasted leftovers, why don't you make a plan to just stop overbuying? There is no reason to be spending so much on food if it's going to be bad before it's eaten. I would cut down on the grocery list. It sounds like y'all cook too much food? I'd advise to not cook as much. Or if you do cook large meals, freeze a good portion of it for later. Make sure to date the food before storing in freezer. Does he have some sort of food-related trauma? Like did his parents, family withhold food from him? Even if the answer is no, I think your man needs some serious therapy to get over this.